Hello guys, Axilla here. Now, this is a little unusual for me to be doing. This is going to be a replay analysis, because I just played this game, literally, like, it ended a minute ago, and I was like, this has got to go on. This was a very, very close game as far as the scoreboard goes. And yet we absolutely dominated our opponents, and I really, really was waiting and looking for a game of this sort to demonstrate how ridiculously good it is if you pull a clinic on your opponents, if you do everything perfectly. So I was playing Tyrande this game. This is Hero League, and we've got Curse Hollow. Now the team compositions are interesting. Obviously, Abatha is interesting, so is Azmodan, as far as they're not super popular in the meta right now. The rest of the heroes are basically fine. I mean, Tychus and Tyrande are both equally not as popular. Stuff like that. But I would like to go through, and I'm not going to do, like, oh, this is the talent build, and yada yada yada. I will show you the score screen at the end and briefly go over some stuff. But I'm going to, mostly in this match, cover how perfectly our team did basically everything. Now, as you can see, we have a small experience advantage. We're soaking here. We're basically soaking all lanes at this point. So I'm gonna speed this up here just a little bit. It's a little bit fast. So I died very early on here in mid lane, but we still have an experience advantage. Why? Because we've been soaking lanes pretty effectively. And I think my death there was the main mistake we made all game. It was so good. I mean, we overextended once in the later game and got cleaned up a little bit, but there wasn't anything the opponents could do because of how much of a pushing advantage we had. So first off, I'd like to note how effectively we're soaking all the lanes, basically. Azmodan died there. I'd like to push out how effectively we're soaking all the lanes. We've always got some people in the lanes, which means that no matter what happens with the kills, they are one kill ahead, we still have a good amount of experience. If not an advantage, then at least we're pretty close. I should have moved down here in order to soak this lane before, like, quicker. But alas, after the Azmodan died, but alas. So yeah, this is one of the key points. Now, I'd like to say this tribute fight was basically where we started to dominate, and then we took effectively the entire game from this point. So as you can see, I'm going to slow down right now. Okay, I want to pause here. Our team, as it's spawning, we have 3 people ready for it. I get caught out very much here, and this is entirely my fault, since we've got the opponents coming from middle. Ilden's doing the right thing coming this way round. I did the wrong thing because I basically came around this way, around the front, and I got me caught out. But I don't die here, since our Brightwing did very well to keep me alive. I got shielded and stuff. And then there, boom. I get saved. A lot of the focus and damage has been put onto me. Now look at us. Our Illidan's over here. He can do whatever he wants because he's Illidan. We've still got some people covering the tribute here. The Brightwing's obviously chasing me to keep me alive, and the Muradin is splitting their 2 main damage dealers off of their support and their tank. So obviously the Anubarak comes in here, and I do end up dying. But then we've got a chase happening here. Muradin and Illidan are chasing their damage dealers. Don't quite get the Kel'Thas. And in fact, our Illidan dies, and this is starting to look really bad. But our Muradin and our Brightwing are able to get away, and still we have here our Azmodan just keeping hold of this tribute. So that initial fight actually didn't go so great for us. But everybody's respawning and everyone's coming back in now. As you can see, I'm running in and the Illidan's running in. And yet the Azmodan is still just sat here. He can sit here really comfortably. He's got the Brightwing passively healing him up constantly. And the team can't damage him too much with them all being relatively low. So we see here our Muradin scaring away the Malfurion and the Anubarak. He's been doing an absolutely fantastic zoning job, and I cannot emphasise that enough. The Azmodan, look, he's still here. He's just doing whatever he wants. He's just still here. Get a good stun on the Tychus and pick him off in the background, but our Muradin blocking off their Malfurion and their Anubarak meant that the Tychus was over here without any help whatsoever, and his escape is a little weak, so he was basically dead. Muradin's still doing absolutely fine. The Brighton was able to come and support him, so now he's just getting it would just zone them out. The Muradin did so well at zoning them out, and I just start collecting the tribute here. The Amethyst only been able to do so much, and because we started collecting the tribute, as soon as they backed out to try and regroup, it meant that we had enough time to capture it, and then we go straight back to soaking. Notice the experience is very even still. We are a little bit behind, but only just, and that's just because we're not soaking so much. So basically we need to go soak all the lanes. And we will do. I mean, Illidan's heading straight top, Muradin's already in middle, and Azmodan and I are bottom. And that's great. We're going straight to soak all the lanes, as are our opponents, and we're going to be, hopefully, maintaining our lead whilst not losing out on experience. Since we have lost a little bit of experience here. Yes, they've cleared out most of this wave, and we haven't cleared any of this, which is where a lot of the deficit is. But then we get... I'll stay here and clear out this wave to try and eke some more experience. And the tribute spawns up in top, which is quite a bad position since, well, it was an okay position since we got our three main kind of sustain people there, the Muradin, the Brightwing, and then the Illidan can jump in and out as he wishes. The opponent actually did a bad thing. As this was spawning, Kael'thas was moving back this way, which makes no sense. He should have just been sat here, and as soon as it spawned, try channeling it. Make the Illidan interrupt it. The Illidan interrupts him, he puts himself in a bad position, so you can then potentially get a kill. Because he didn't, they started channeling this tribute way later than they should have. And that actually, even though it looks like we won't be able to get it, won't be able to stop it, the Azmodan does do a fantastic globe to stop them now. Now look what has happened right here. We have all 5 of our heroes about to basically be here. The Anubarak is separated from his team. We're doing all the damage to their healer and assassins. The Anubarak is over here, not doing anything. And as soon as they back off, because they've got no tank there, the Anubarak either has to use a Burrow Charge, which is one of his stuns, one of his cooldowns, one of his survivability things, and some of his mana, which he can't actually do right now. Oh wait, no, he can. To get out, or he's going to get picked up here and die. So, what we see happen here is, Muradin gets rooted a little bit, he gets stunned, and he will probably get blown up here. I don't know if we'll be able to save him. We can't. And then this looks pretty even. So going through this, the fight's happening, starts him out, the Illidan's doing everything he can to stay alive, good polymorph from the Anubarak, don't quite kill him. But their team is now pretty low. I mean, I really love this play. The Azmodan hits the hard camp, so that the hard camp come out and start attacking their team. I love that. I think that is fantastic. So anyway, we're all here. As soon as they back off, I start channeling it. Malfurion interrupts me, boom, that's fine, but he has then moved himself back here, next to my team, and has to back off, otherwise he's going to die. He took some damage doing that, which means he will be too scared to come in and interrupt me again. So I just start chanting straight away. The Tychus does his best, misses with his grenade, and we actually pick up the Tychus because he came in to interrupt me. Not that that would matter, because if he interrupts me, I just start channeling again. The Kael'thas and the Anubarak come back in. Fine. We then turn around and pick on them. We had 4 heroes there. Yes, the Illidan was quite low. We had so many heroes there that there was practically no chance of them stopping us get that tribute. And they really need the Tychus there to lay down a lot of damage, because he has so far been doing a lot of their damage. Let's see if I can find this hero damage. Tychus, there you go. He has most of their damage right now. Oh. So yeah, then as soon as we've got the tribute, boom, go back to soaking all the lanes. Great, we've got an experience advantage. This is starting to look in our favour. We will hopefully get level 10 before our opponents. This is looking really, really good for us. So obviously we've got the Brightwing and the Azmodan in the mid. Brightwing should be fine. Hard to lock down, very low mana, but she'll just back off, go to base. She'll do herself and actually went a bit aggressive there. And then there's me and the Illidan up top, just applying pressure, clearing the way, stopping the Kael'thas from being able to do anything, and so on. Third tribute spawns. Brighton goes back for mana. Boom. Our healer is full health, full mana, ready for the fight. Then Malfurion, full health, not full mana. The Kael'thas, half health, absolutely 0 mana. So what happens is, they can contest this, but not very well. They interrupt us there, but we've got 3 heroes here. We've only seen their Malfurion, and he's not going to be able to stop us getting this tribute easily at all. So now, look at our positioning. We have 2 heroes here blocking off the easiest access to the tribute. The Abathur mines are not greatly placed so far. I'm up here with the Illidan coming around, blocking off this exit to the tribute. If we get caught out here, I've got my stun. Muradin can dwarf toss himself over. Absolutely fine. Their Malfurion is having to back off a little bit because his healing spells, well, they were on cooldown. He's had to heal himself. He's had to get out a little bit. But look how spread out they are. They've got their Anubarak here. Yes, he can be easily supported by his team here or here with these two. But then it's a 4v3. The Tychus would have to come off the back end. Obviously, well, it's technically a 5v5, 5v4 at this point, because obviously Abathur on top of the Tychus right now. But Tychus would have to come in here on the backside, and all that needs to happen is we distract their tank and disengage up here. They turn around and do their best to blow up the Tychus. Then he goes low and he cannot re-engage until he gets healed. The fact that he's on this side of the wall means that Malfurion cannot heal him all that easily. So let's see. Dwarf toss in, little stun on the Anubarak. In fact, everybody just disengages, and Brightwing, whilst channeling the tribute all this time, gets it. Boom, we have the curse. We have a fantastic offensive position, and we get pinged out loads of here saying, take the boss, take the boss. I'm like, no, we need to push with this. We need to not waste this. We get the experience advantage. Boom, look, we're level 10. We get that tower, we get to level 10. So we push with this. The Azmodan split pushes bottom, increasing our experience advantage. We're pushing as 4 up top. They can't do anything. This fort isn't helping them defend, nor are their creeps whatsoever, because obviously the curse is happening. So all that happens off the back of this is we're taking a pretty favourable fight. Because we are 4v4, in fact we're even less than that, we're basically 4v3.5. The Abathur had to move back, so he wasn't any help. And boom, we take the fort. Now, at this point, 20 seconds in, we want to go and take the boss. 15-20 seconds, we want to go and take the boss. That's when you start, because the curse will peter out and you won't get much more advantage. So I was like, okay, let's go boss. Hey, we're right in top lane. They have had to back off. In fact, we're taking their boss and we're like, okay, is it safe? I throw out owls. We don't see anybody coming. In fact, we see two of their heroes, their highest damage dealer and their healer, attacking our Azmodan down the bottom lane. He'll die for this. He'll get a couple towers. But look, we're up here taking the boss. Fine, he was a great distraction. Brightwing went in to try and save him, didn't quite. I don't know if she'll die for this. Yeah, it was a bit silly for Brightwing to go in. But yeah, great distraction. We saw that there was nobody there who could contest us, and boom, we have their boss. Kael'thas was a little bit overextended here. He couldn't see any of us on the map. And so he needed to know that we were doing a boss of some kind. It was a little bit dangerous for him to do that. We pick up a nice easy free kill. Great. That means by the time we get down to our boss and do that, the Brighton will have respawned and be able to jump onto us. So we're like, okay, great. They're going to have to defend against their boss. Boom. Let's go do our boss. So from this fantastic position, we are almost a talent ahead. We are almost a level and a half ahead in that regards. Our opponents are on a super defensive position. We've just taken their boss after successfully getting all 3 tributes, even though the fights were quite even. I mean, look at the kills, 7 for 7. Look at the hero damage, I'll bring it up here. They've done way more hero damage than our entire team does. Look, 12, 12, 12, 15, 8. We're what? So low. Just our entire team is low as far as hero damage goes. I mean, even our Brightwing has done a huge amount. 8.5k second on our team. And yet only just ahead of their healer as far as damage goes. We're in a great position. Our opponents are having to be very defensive, defend against this boss, which means we can just come straight for our boss and do it without too much worry of getting caught out. I can throw out owls to scout this out, which is also very, very good, and why I love Tyrande on this map. And yeah, we've taken 2 forts. We've actually taken basically the entire wall here, and we'll take at least a gate here, probably. This fort's right for the taking, when we can, and we probably will take it after we've gotten our boss. And it's pushing here. They'll have to defend against it. We can take this fort, as well as going to the next tribute. So yeah, that's it for part 1. Now, that's the early game over with. We will see how we progress into the late game, and how we just keep doing super objective, super smart, team-based, experience-based play. If you'll notice, most of the time our Azmodan is split pushing. He's doing stuff. He's not the best hero for it, but it's such a big map that if he distracts at least 1 or 2 of the enemy heroes, we know we're going to have a big advantage, because we now have an experience lead. We've been executing things very well. We have a lot of sustain with Muradin's fantastic sustain. I provide a little bit of healing on Tyrande. In fact, I will show the healing there. I provide a little bit of support on Tyrande. Our Brightwing's absolutely performing fantastically, and obviously our Illidan has a lot of self-sustain. So yeah, that's it for part 1. I hope you liked so far. Join me back for part 2.